Hello, so today we are going to look at necessity AO1. Necessity is quite a short topic, there's not actually that much to say about it. The first point is that it's a full defence, which means this leads to an acquittal. The defendant is claiming that they were forced to commit a crime due to the circumstances in which they find themselves. There's actually doubt as to whether this exists in real life. Duress of circumstances seems to be the favoured defence now. So the first point to make a note of is that there have been some early case examples where necessity has been successful. Case of Bourne, a doctor carried out an illegal abortion in order to save the mother's life. And in Johnson and Phillips, motorists had a defence when they disobeyed traffic regulations. Okay, the next point is necessity is not a defence to murder. This is established in Dudley and Stevens because it's never okay to choose one life over another's. Lord Denning said something about if you allow hungry people to steal and have a defence of necessity, then it would cause chaos in society. So the floodgates argument. Next point, is it ever necessary to take illegal drugs? Quayle said, no, you can't take cannabis to alleviate pain. It is not necessary to do that. Buckhook talked about emergency services not having a defence. However, it is okay because now the Road Traffic Act 1988 states that people do have a defence. Kitchen was the case where the man took the muzzle from his dog who was being sick. It was a dangerous dog, and the courts turned around and said he did not have a defence of necessity because the Act of Parliament, the Dangerous Dogs Act 1991, specifically stated that this was a crime. Sometimes a prosecution won't be brought, and that was in the case of the Zeebrugge ferry disaster. So what happened was a man and some others pushed somebody who was blocking an escape route off the ferry, and they were not prosecuted. Had they been charged, they would have been charged with murder, for which we know there's no defence. Now, necessity only really seems to be successful in medical cases. The case of Ries is to do with a woman who had a caesarean against her religious beliefs, and it was necessary for the doctors to perform that operation. Rief is a mentally disabled girl who was sterilised, and it was necessary to do that. The case of Rie involves two conjoined twins, and doctors wanted to know, could they separate those twins or would it be a murder? And the Court of Appeal said in unique circumstances, necessity can be available as a defence to murder. So it was allowed to be used in this case. It was a unanimous decision, and they were very clear that this decision does not legalise euthanasia. So that's pretty much the AO1 for necessity. So you can see that there's not actually an awful lot to it. Watch the next video on the AO3.